Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. This lesson just going to be going into, there's people that want to protest, different stores, for firing, the so-called DEI hires, and firing the black people and all this kind of stuff, whatever. But all this protesting stores and not drinking certain products and eating certain things or whatever, shopping at certain places, only shopping local. None of it matters. It don't, and not even trying to engage with people like this, because it's not gonna go nowhere. It's just the point being that none of this matters. You're in your enemy's territory, you're in your enemy's land, and these so-called black people, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they don't understand the curses. They don't understand why we're in this position, and they don't understand that this is not our rest. This is not the end all be all. So just to get right into it, this is the curses, Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now you go all the way down from 15 on down, 68, and scattered throughout the scriptures are all kinds of curses that would come upon Jake. And that's the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and whatever else we've been scattered to. It doesn't matter where you are, what people you're amongst. These curses are an identifier. They are a mark. They are an ensign. These are on us. These curses are on us. And they're going to follow us. They're going to pursue us wherever we go. It don't matter how much you try to get, rights from Esau, him giving you rights, which is showing you also that you have to go to your enemy for the one of all things. So let me see here. This is Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So the strangers, the other nations, they're above us. They are far above us. Esau, Edom, the kind of wealth that the elites have of Esau, Edom, you could never catch up with the crumbs that you're getting. Here it is. You have multi-trillionaires. You ain't gonna make that. Working a fucking 9 to 5. Being a greeter. Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him, and he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So he's lends to us. Who owns the banks? The elites. Who are the so-called bankers? The small hats, which you have them of different nations, but primarily the small hats run that. We're not lending to anybody. He's the head. You see who's ruling right now, who you can't talk about, who runs every industry, and you're the tail. And of course, there it is right there. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So not just upon the one generation, but upon your seed, their seed, so on. Perpetual curses. Because thou servest not Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai thy power, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai shall send against thee. So guess what? You're serving your enemies. You're serving your enemies. You're in their land. Even though they stole this land, we're you gotta serve them. You gotta go to them for everything. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall send against thee. Is also letting you know, Jake, these other nations are your enemies. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is not your friend. You know, Ishmael is not your friend. You know, none of these other nations are your friends. In hunger, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So for everything, you got to go to your enemy for everything. So it don't matter you protesting, you know, saying, oh, I'm not going to shop here. Guess what? You're going to shop somewhere else. And guess what? Your enemy still owns that other spot. Oh, I'm not going to shop there. I'm going to go to here. Guess what? Where does that shop get their produce from? Where do they get their meats from? Where do they get their store from? Who do they pay taxes to? You know, either way, you're going back, going back to the same spot. You know, who's their provider? Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So, and the yoke of iron, that is classic. Just look up an image. Who's that yoke of iron put upon? You so-called Negroes. You know, you look up an image of yoke of iron, a so-called black person's gonna pop up. But from here, let's go to Ezekiel 4 and verse 13. And the food you protest in different stores and whatnot, and you still eating unclean food, and it doesn't even matter because all the food is defiled. All the food is polluted. The air is polluted. The water is polluted. There's microplastics in everything. There's carcinogens in just about everything. You know, just about almost every product, when you start looking into it, has some kind of defiled thing in it, whether it be shellfish, pork, shrimp, whatever. Everything is defiled here. So this is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So all our food is defiled already. You know, everything is defiled here. Everything is polluted. Let me see here. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. So arise ye and depart. You're not going to physically go and leave to another land, you know, get you a passport. Here it is again. You got to go to Esau Edom to get you a passport to say that it's okay for you to travel. No, you're not doing that. You're departing in your mind. You already understand or need to understand that this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. And this place, you putting all your chips in this place or whatever, trying to protest and do this stuff here, build a place here, make it here, whatever, make your lives more comfortable here. Hey, all that's going to destroy you. It's going to destroy your mind. You see the people already destroyed. You wanted to go and, I'm not shopping at this place because of this or whatever. It don't matter. All the stuff is poison. This place is set to be destroyed anyway. But the minds of our people are gone. And I was going to read that Ecclesiastes. Well, with the Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. So oppression. And we've been nothing but oppressed here. Everything that we've been through here, Esau Edom has been the perfect devil, the perfect oppressor. Because every step of the way, he's been oppressing us. But you go to him, you beg for some rights, you beg him to treat you, a little bit better. And then what happened? He gives you something and it destroys you. Look at this women's liberation. It's completely destroyed the women. Look at the ending the segregation. Jake is completely destroyed with this stuff. Getting the government handouts. This stuff has destroyed you. All these protests, all this stuff, all this marching, protests, all this kind of stuff over the years, it hasn't done nothing but only made things worse for you. I had Luke 16, and I'll start at verse 19 because this is, earlier this just came to mind because you're begging, you're begging for scraps. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the rich man. So I'm going to start here at verse 19. Luke 16 and verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. Now you see Esau Edom, the lower class, whatever, they barely doing better than Jake. But the elites, oh yeah, they're living it up. Eating fresh meat, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, got islands. They're living it up. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores. Now this is the Israelites, the so-called the 12 tribes, the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Latinos. And you're full of sores. You're full of different bruises. From the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai beating you. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. So while you're wanting to get some crumbs from Esau Edom, you wanted to get something. Treat me better, Esau Edom. Just treat me a little bit better. Give me a little bit something. Increase my wages a little bit. Give me some rights. Let me go to school with your children. Let me vote. Meanwhile, the dogs, the other nations, you're still being taken advantage of. They're licking your wounds. They're not helping you heal. The true healing comes from this word. Comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Comes to knowing your true heritage. That you Israelites. That this ain't going to be forever. That you're better than those dogs. You're better than that rich man. You're the sons of sons and daughters of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But you want to continue to beg to be treated right. Meanwhile, all you got, you're begging, but you're begging the oppressor. You're not begging to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Still going and following after the other nations. So, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So, even here, this is Esau Edom, this is his blessing. And he's about to come to the end of that, where it's going to be hell for him after this. As a matter of fact, this is not speaking of the hell where there's little men in red spandex suits with tridents poking you for all eternity and you're burning forever. No, this is a parable. Hell is a for one, the grave, but also it's a condition. Right now, in this parable, Lazarus was in hell. The rich man was in heaven. Now, at this point in verse 23, the polarity flipped. The roles flipped. Now Lazarus is the one in heaven, which is getting ready to happen to the Israelites. We're about to be in the kingdom of heaven. Look at the events going on right now. Earthquakes, rumors of war, uproars of the people, the MOTB getting ready to come out, getting ready to be mandated, the system being set up right before your eyes. World War III. And then finally, the return of Yahushua, the Son of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Like we're right here. We're right here at the kingdom of heaven. This is the end. This is the end of the end. There's so much better things ahead of it. Like this, it's so much. It's gonna be so much better. The kingdom of heaven is gonna be so much better than this. Verse 24, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, Luke chapter 16 and verse 24. And he cried, let me start over verse 23. Luke 16 and verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So this is going to be a great distance fixed. Because for one, in the kingdom of heaven, the Israelites, we're going to have the laws, statutes, and commandments put within us, ingrained in our DNA, to where we're not going to transgress. We're never going to be on the bottom again. The curses are no longer going to have any effect on us. Only the blessings. Matter of fact, let me go back to that, because it says the blessings are going to pursue us. Let's see, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. So you're going to be on high above all the nations of the earth. You're going to be far above them. Matter of fact, let me come back to this. This is Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. So we're going to have a new spirit within us, a new mind. So we're not going to transgress Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's laws. And I will put my spirit within you, and to cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. So we're going to walk the way Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai intended us to walk. Not all the nations, only the Israelites, starting with the 144,000. So we're going to have the laws, statutes, and commandments put within us. We're not going to be able to break Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's laws ever again. So back to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai thy power will set thee on high above all nations on the earth, of the earth. So we're gonna be high above the nations. They're not gonna be able to, the same way that we can't keep up with the elites of Esau, Edom. You know, the trillionaires, this, that, whatever. It's gonna be flipped. They're not gonna be keeping those elites. They hog and hoard all that money that they got greedily, that they shed blood, they murdered, they used deceit, they stole lands, they sold resources, they stole everything. All that, they're gonna have to give all that up. But they don't even share that with all their nation. They just that small group. With this, the blessings that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to give his people, it's going to be all of his people. Not just a small group. It's going to be all the Israelites put on. All the Israelites. Ain't going to be one poor Israelite. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 2, and all these blessings shall come on thee, overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And you can continue reading, but all the blessings, they're gonna, like the curses pursued us and overtook us. Hey, that's gonna be with the new bodies, the spirit put within us, where we can't go off. We're gonna keep Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's commandments 100%. And these blessings are going to pursue us. Imagine these curses, how these curses stick to us, how these curses stick to our people. Imagine that, but the blessings. Just blessings pursuing you. Back to Luke 16 and I'll start at verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Because Esau, Edom, the rich man, he's going to be in complete hell. You know, for all the wickedness that he's done, everything that he's done to the Israelites, and he's gonna be begging for some kind of mercy. But he didn't show us any mercy. Matter of fact, what is that? I want to say there's that one. No. Oh no, that's the wrong one. James 2 in chapter 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So you're going to have, you didn't show our people any mercy. No mercy. Let's see here. Isaiah 47 and 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy, and upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And that's you, Esau, Edom. You didn't show any mercy to the old, to the young, none of that. So how can you expect to receive any kind of mercy? You know, the matter of fact, that one, let me see here. Tender mercy. Let me see how it's the tender mercies of the right. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, And we're beasts. We build up your country. We build up your countries. We built up your economies. We built everything in this country. Wherever we've been scattered, we built up all these nations to the superpowers that they are today. And you say otherwise, you're a liar. But that's part of the wicked. He made no account of his labors. So a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. So you would have some, you got livestock or whatnot, you would take care of them. You take care of your servants. Hey, all the other nations, y'all are going to be slaves and servants to the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. Guess what? We're not going to treat you like Esau, Edom. Now, you might get the shit bit out of you from time to time, but you're going to get treated a whole lot better than how you were treated by Esau, Edom. Not necessarily Esau, Edom. You're going to be treated like fucking shit. You're going to be digging holes and then digging more holes inside that hole. Or whatever. You can break big rocks into little rocks. And then I forgot what he said in Django. And then they go hit you over the head with the nigger hammer. Or whatever the fuck he said. It's lucky. But this is Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. And you're this is what you can expect from Esau Edom. If he does something nice for you, you can expect that blanket to be full of smallpox. If he does something nice for you, bake you some treats or whatever, you expect a razor to be in that fucking shit. He give you some apples, you expect that apple to be poisoned. He gives you an egg, you expect that egg to have a fucking snake in it. This is sluggy. But this is back to Luke chapter 16 and verse 24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Now, how, if this is talking about literal hell, how would you be able to dip the tip of your finger in a place that's constantly on fire and eternal flames, burning hot? What is a little drop of water gonna do? Just dipping the tip of your finger in the water gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. But this is Esau Edom. This is that rich man asking for some kind of relief. Asking for a little bit, just a little bit of relief. But the only relief you're gonna get, Esau Edom, is on the Sabbath. When you that's it. The high holy days. Verse 25, but Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. So hey, you had your time. You had this is Esau's time now. He received all the good things. He's got the fatness of the earth. You know, he's got everything. But that's getting ready to flip. When Yahushua returns, those ICBMs drop, it's going to be beautiful. Because then it's in. That's the end for you. That's it. This is it, Esau Edom. You know, take a look at everything that you've gotten, that you've done. And then, you know, take a mental snapshot of that. Because this is as good as it's going to get. And you're going to see the kingdom of the Israelites, how much better it's going to be. You know, you fucking Edomites like to post those pictures of ancient Rome and then show Jake living in mud huts and all this kind of stuff. Well, we're going to show pictures, maybe not, but we're going to remind you how you fucking lived. Lived in fucking asbestos. Fucking stupid ass nigga. But that's pretty much it. I mean, you can continue reading, but this is it. Like protesting, all this kind of stuff. Hey man, who cares? Just repent and turn back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because this place is going down. This is Esau's high point. That's it. You know, this is Esau's kingdom. You begging him for crumbs. But there's better things in store for the Israelites. Far better things in store than what Esau could ever give you. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Hey, Shalom.